the subject of today's video, the average UK house price is now £350,000, and what's that going to mean for home buyers? Well, it's pretty clear, isn't it, that even in times of inflation, UK house price growth is still outstripping even the accelerated rate of inflation that we're suffering. And why is that the case? Well, the truth is, demand is still exceeding supply, and whilst rising interest rates and rising inflation may dampen that somewhat, I don't believe actually that it's going to reduce house price growth to nil. Now, we recently commissioned a survey, and what was really fascinating about this was that roughly 24.8% of all purchasers, that's 1 in 4 purchasers, were actually buying property to convert to residential. They're small-scale developers. Why is this good news? Well, it means that unused commercial buildings, shops and others are being converted to residential property, increasing the housing supply. The only question is, will this actually cope with the excessive demand that we're suffering? Some people believe that at some stage the market is going to break. I mean, there are currently only 2.4 months worth of housing stock available in estate agents in this country. So as fast as new developments are being built, they're being sold in many cases before they've even been built, and so we're still suffering this chronic undersupply.
Over £2 billion a year is overpaid on stamp duty, with up to a quarter of purchasers paying the wrong amount. From millionaire developers to residential homeowners, anyone may be affected by these errors. Contact us today to see if you have overpaid your stamp duty and owed a refund from HMRC.
What does that mean, though, for the average putative or intending house buyer? Well, first and foremost, as a first-time buyer, you're not going to be buying an average house in the sense of average price. You're very likely going to be buying one below the average price, as what we call starter homes. But the truth is that all of these things come with costs, and whether you're currently living in a rental, you know about paying out monthly rent, or whether you're still living under mum and dad's roof, you're going to have some outgoings, and here are the costs that you're going to incur. So, starter for 10, the price of the property. But remember that on top of that, even after your first time buyer's relief, there's going to be some stamp duty. Then you've got to factor in the solicitor's costs. The solicitor's costs always come with these little things called disbursements. You're going to have to pay for searches, possibly title guarantee insurance. You're going to have to pay a SDLT return administration fee and a lot of other soft costs that you need to factor in. So you've committed yourself to that. You've got to the point of exchange. Now what are your costs? Well, you've got to think about insuring the property. You're the owner. You have the responsibility to insure it. If you've bought a flat, or in some cases a new build on a modern estate, you're going to have a maintenance charge to pay for common and communal areas, and these are quite widespread. Certainly in apartments they're quite accepted. Paying for the maintenance of the hallways, stairs, lifts, lobbies, outside areas is an accepted part of owning a property, not renting it. And then there's the usual budgetary things. Make sure that your budget, you can meet your mortgage payments, that you can meet your need to keep yourself warm and the lights on, your light, your heat, your power. Make sure that your budget can meet all those requirements, and ideally have a little bit left over to enjoy yourselves. Now, there's a lot of really good guidance available online for first-time home buyers, and I'm not going to bore you here with all those details, but I suggest you check out some references on the web. And if you are buying a property and you think that your stamp duty is too high, then feel free to click on the link below and check with us, because in about 6 out of 10 cases when we've been approached by home buyers, we've found that their original estimate of stamp duty, whether generated by them or generated by their conveyancers, is actually too high, and we've been able to tell them the correct figure, which has made the whole deal more affordable. Now, if you've liked this video, please click like and subscribe to hear further updates. And if you want to know more about Cornerstone Tax and SDLT refunds, click on the links in the description below. I've been David Hanna. Thank you for listening.